So it's the North Queensland Cowboys, finalists last year. The Dolphins, 10th in season 2024. And their campaigns for 2025 get underway in the far north of Queensland. And it's Tom McKaylee who's first to carry it forward here for the Cowboys. Had 12 first grade games last year. Now Marley Bittengarn, the man born in Tanzania. We saw him in these games last year. Very rangy back row. As Mason Kidder now is carrying it forward. Queensland under-19 player. Carl Lawton from the Manly club. Hang on, knock on. A knock on here. So an error to play the ball, and the Dolphins will get an early chance.
Yeah, the mistake, a little bit of nerves from the young fellas early in this game. You've got to get your foot on the ball now. And there's the loose ball. Knock on before he even got his foot to the ball. Now that's turnover straight away in the attack now, the Dolphins.
Sorry to interrupt their block. That's not a crackdown situation. That's just a clean knock on. So the Dolphins work it out here. Avarillo, the man who's claimed first. It is. Last two games of last year, he was moved into 5'8". Ryan Jackson, the number 10 here, 195 centimetres. Harrison Graham, he's tasted first grade as the dummy half. And he'll wait again here with O'Sullivan on the left side. And here he comes with Walsh the decoy through the hands, and lovely tackle made there by Robert Derby. That was crucial. He's cut things off for the Dolphins. They were bubbling. And this is Orblic's Torfa. And the last tackle upon us here. And Graham gets it on. Beautiful ball movement here, and this is going to be a try. LJ Nonu. Well, that's a slick last play, and the Dolphins are off and running.
Gee, they look pretty organised too, nice and slick. We mentioned their halves early in the game. Some slick passing there. Nonu goes in to score the try. That's not great news here for the Cowboys. Made the mistake coming off their own line in the first set. Catch and pass on the outside. It was man on man there. The winger shouldn't have come in to try and make the tackle here. You've got to trust the inside men. They both come in, pass on the outside to Nonu. And he scores the opening try. Good start here from the Dolphins.
Max Fiona making an early impact here. Former Dragon come up to Queensland. And this man grew up in Melbourne, under-19s player for Queensland, and went to Ipswich State High. LJ Nonu, first four-pointer of the night. And one chance, one try.
They looked like they were in all sorts of trouble on their right-hand defence. They made a couple of inroads there. It was just a good tackle that stopped it. They went one into the post and then shifted the ball on the right-hand side. Just a mistake in the defensive line coming in. It was man on man. Nonu won't get an easier one than that. Just strolls over. Good start here from the Dolphins. They look very slick, well organised around the halves, and they open the scoring.
And punishing the Cowboys for that error in the middle of the field. Sullivan here to do the kicking as the lights really take effect now. Big, beautiful new video screen here was put up recently. Some improvements made to the ground. So Sean O'Sullivan, 56 first grade games, still just 26 years of age. He's at his fifth club now. On the right side. Plenty of hook on that one. He's got it though. He's nailed it. Dolphins 6, Cowboys 0. And all smiles up in the coaching box. There's Christian Wolf up there. And the finish from Nonu.
Yeah, I like the depth too of their first set after the mistake there from the Cowboys. Attacking on both sides of the ruck. Nice and well and settled. Young side, they didn't panic. Get the opening try.
Wait, I'll give you the count. I'll give you.
Always get good crowds here in Cairns whenever football, rugby league is brought to this ground. Home of the Northern Pride. But tasted several NRL games as well, primarily thanks to South, who've used it as a home base at times once a season. Let's go to Brent Tate for the first time on the sideline. Hello to you, Brent.
Good evening, Dan. Good evening, Block, and happy Valentine's Day. Well, conditions up here in North Queensland for this time of year after that big shower of rain are quite pleasant, and the field is an absolute treat. What a good opportunity for us to see the club's depth with some unfamiliar faces out here tonight, but make no mistake, these young guys will be wanting to put their best foot forward. How good is it to have footy back, lads?
Sure is, Tatey. I'll tell you what, the Dolphins got another great chance here. The set restart. Push forward closer to the 30-metre line as Jackson plays it. O'Sullivan turning it in. Taufa. Got in from Canberra Park footy, the Dolphins. Teague onto O'Sullivan. The neat pass well read, and we've got an error. So the Cowboys survive. James Walsh putting that one down.
Yeah, I think you'll find not much room to work in. It was a nice little ball there from O'Sullivan. The ball knocked forward. It looks like they're going to challenge it, but here's a replay. The short ball. There's a knock on. I don't think he really had.
I believe they caught the ball, retained the ball before it hit the Cowboys player.
Going to need an angle to overturn this.
It looked like a little bit of a bobble from the replay there, so
yeah,
seemed pretty confident.
He's going to have to have held this the whole way without it touching Hess or Sablu. And Jesus. Well, he's holding it like he's holding a
Just reviewing all possible angles, whether there's a knock on here from the Dolphins.
That's the thing, he needs it overturned. Is there enough evidence here that he's held onto it the whole way?
It's a tough pass to take too when the defence is pretty fresh, getting up in your face. The short pass. It won't be long before he starts to go out in the back. I think it's a knock-on.
The Dolphins fail to regain possession before it hits the Cowboys defender. The challenge is unsuccessful.
Tuffy, that was always going to be tough to overturn.
Yep.
Interesting if it went
Challenge
up as
unsuccessful.
no
We have a
knock-on,
scrum
not
to
to
the
be
Cowboys.
challenged if it would be overturned the other way, but don't have to worry about that. And Cowboys will get this back. Christian Wolf, what a record he brings. 3 years at St Helens, 3 premierships, unbeaten in finals, Challenge Cup victory, all the good things he's done at Tonga. And finally gets his hands on this team after Wayne Bennett's two-year stint. The dummy half here. Putting it on for Kidder. Bittengard. He's getting it up over halfway. Took up league in his late teens. Marley Bittengard. Here's Cohen Hess. That's a good-looking run. To the open side here, the last is Jarrett Sablu puts up a high one. This could be a little tricky.
Still last.
Derby there had a crack at that. And it's still the last. And that'll be the end of it. Messy. Dolphins come away here. Fahu, the number 3.
Go 0.
Not clinical. Oh, there's a strong shot. Kai O'Donnell back in the NRL. Terrific tackle on Kai Ward. Try scorer Nonu.
Leave the ball. Lock in square, Colin. Quicker. Got to be quicker,
Harrison Graham.
Clearing now. Square,
Play. Sullivan getting it on. This is nice. Avarillo loves running. Held down eventually by Kidder. Couple of tackles left here. O'Sullivan digs the kick. Walsh wanted to come through. A little check there. The Cowboys stay in the field of play.
He did well to get back in the field of play too. The chase should have been a little bit more aggressive. There's a knock on. Good defence here from the Dolphins, getting up in the face of the Cowboys.
where do you want it?
Coach is up and about.
20 metre.
Jesus. He's in regular season form, Todd Payton. Some of his reactions.
I've warned you twice. You've got to be
This is a
quicker
shame
and play
here
the ball.
because this was a very
Scrum, guys, let's
tiny
go.
bit of work from the
Offside.
fullback Matua
8
Brown.
seconds. Let's go.
But then Robert Derby
We've got to pack before the 12.
losing it in the tackle.
10 seconds. Let's go. Pack it in.
So it's been all Dolphins so far.
Time off,
We're
clock
going to
off.
have to do this again.
Till I say in. Bind in.
On the back of a couple of mistakes here from the Cowboys early in the game. Field position now again for the Dolphins.
Oh, they've done it again. They've done it again. Too easy. Nonu a double. 2 tries in 7.5 minutes. That was a training run.
Yeah, well, I said he probably wouldn't score an easier one than the first one. I think that was even simpler. Just to get the ball on the outside there. Nonu goes in for number 2, stripped him for numbers. Should never be able to score from a scrum base like that. Just got done for numbers. Good lead runners. Fullback comes in Donahue to make the extra man. Pass on the outside. Nonu goes in again.
Well, huge gap between Asi Lenoy, the centre, and the winger Jackson Barlaw. You could drive a steam train through that gap, and the Dolphins so comfortable. 10-0.
And haven't really had to play that much football. It's been the mistakes here early in the game from the Cowboys. One that played the ball, one trying to, after the second ruck, trying to take the ball up through the middle. Another lost ball. They score from the scrum base. They're looking pretty sharp, well organised, aren't they? The young fellas in this side. He'll be saying to himself, how easy is this? First grade. He's already got a couple after, what is it, 7 or 8 minutes?
Todd Payton was up and about before. He's going to be having conniptions now, because he does have a wing spot to fill here, and Derby's made an error. You've got Barlaw tries on his wing a couple of times. 5th year at North Queensland. 53% win record. Finals a couple of times, including last year, Todd Payton. Well, O'Sullivan back to where he was not that long ago. And that one looks much the same. Beautiful stuff. 12-0 Dolphins after 9 minutes.
Dan and Block have been really impressed with a couple of touches of Jake Averillo, just his tempo going into the line, creating some space for his outside men, and a great touch by Kurt Donahue. I spoke to Christian Wolf in the pre-game, and he absolutely wrapped that young kid, Kurt Donahue. Super impressed with his pre-season. Got an opportunity to play fullback tonight, but looking for a big season from him.
Yeah, and really interesting what Christian Wolf does with Jake Averillo, because centres mostly moved him to 5'8" for the second last game last year when they thumped the Broncos, and he was terrific. Held that spot for the last game when they went down in a very close game against the Knights. You've got Cody Nikorima, of course. He's playing the All-Stars tomorrow, so it's a nice little problem to have.
Good for Donahue too. Like he'll be in the 17 for sure, because he can float around in different positions. I've seen him play dummy half at stages last year.
That's it. He played 5 tests too for Fiji. Dolphins are flying. Mason Teague, the man tackled there, and on this occasion it's Torfa, and here's a penalty. Oh, it's all going wrong for the North Queensland Cowboys.
Cowan Hess timing might be a little bit out, been out for the season. First game back, just a tad high, very hard. Not much room to play in there when someone goes low and you go over the top. Not much room there, but you can't do it.
So another set begins here for the Dolphins inside Cowboys territory. Big units up front. Josh Allen. O'Sullivan turning it in. This is sharp stuff, and that's a hard run from Walsh. Beautiful play the ball. Graham bouncing downfield and getting over the 10. Cowboys will do well to hold out the Dolphins here. They go to the side they're profited. There's defenders there, though, although a powerful run from Fionney. Oh, he did well to get over, but the Cowboys hold on.
I like the way they're well structured, aren't they? Turning the ball back on the inside. They've got players in motion all over the park. Fionney, unlucky. I would have backed him there. Back on the inside to score. Here they come again, the Dolphins.
Teague on tackle number 5. Graham waiting. O'Sullivan. Averillo got rid of it late. And now, terrific work from Barlaw. Desperation from the Cowboys winger.
Well, they needed something going their way here. And that's exactly the desperation to dive on that loose ball. They look dangerous again that time, the Dolphins. Just struggling to get up the other end so far. The Cowboys haven't been in their 20.
No, in fact, only 2 tackles beyond halfway.
Stay square here.
There's some Iakawa, the number 4, the man with the flowing locks for North Queensland. This is the other centre, Azzy Lenoy. Lawton goes short side, last tackle. Erdogan, he's the halfback, Zach Erdogan. High kick. Donahue looks pretty comfortable at the back, doesn't he? 23 years of age and quite the Mr. Fix-It. Well, that's punishing. And again, Hess involved in the tackle. So an easy ticket out here for the Dolphins.
They're just trying to compose themselves there. Cohen Hess involved in the tackle again. One high one, and it looks the same sort of coming in second man. He's got to bend his back a little bit more by the look of it.
Tune in, Parramatta. Big win over Newcastle in tonight's first game. Tomorrow, 4 games here on Fox League, 2 pre-season challenge games, and then the 2 All-Stars games. This is hit up by Jackson. Warrior Storm from Waikato. That's always a big event when New Zealand hosts one of those trials. That's at 1 p.m. Eastern. Oh, Donahue threatening. And he pushed the pass. It was well held onto by Torfa. Now the ball comes out.
I'll tell you what I like about their attack. They have at least 2 or 3 shots at you every set of 6. I know they've had the best field position, but who going straight through forces the football. Not a bad pass. And there's the lost ball. The territory too. It's been 74% to the Dolphins. As we mentioned, they haven't been up the other end so far. They're only 1 from 4, the Cowboys. Tough conditions, I would say, but the opposition's doing it quite comfortably at the moment.
Now, these pre-season games can turn on a dime, particularly once the second wave of players come into the game a bit later. 24 each for this one. Now up to 28, but 24 each is what these sides have brought. Kai O'Donnell, last 3 years was with the Lead Leopards. Won a Challenge Cup.
His brother can play too, don't worry, Lukey.
Michaela. All set restart. That's handy. That was good timing for them. Pit and go. Heavy contact there from Allen. And a bit of help from Graham. Michaela. There it goes. Sablu getting it on. Tidy defence here. Brown playing at the fullback now. Ooh, Cohen Hess. Lobs into the defence there. Something went wrong with that play. Now Hess wanting a penalty. Sir, you keep penalising me. Why can't I get one? Lawton. Nice straight run, Erdogan. Run out there, particularly Fiona, make the right decision for the Dolphins. Last tackle. Hasn't been clinical. Bittengard putting boot the ball. Oh, what's going on? Got a great recovery. My goodness. We had a wonky kick and then a weird trap and a great take. Let's have a look at this on a replay. Penalty Dolphins. This is Ethan Kai Ward. Well done, young man.
Gee, would have panicked when that ball come off his boot there. Could have been anyone's ball. The Cowboys, no fluency so far. That was a shocking set of 6 there from them. Someone needs to take control there. A great run through the middle. A couple of quick play the balls. Get back to basics.
Ooh, run here from Walsh. He runs straight hard. This man, James Walsh. Now Allen. T-Glock. O'Sullivan working to the outside, turning it in. Back it comes. Donahue, the fullback, chiming in. Just held onto by Mason Kidder. Oh, it's Harrison Graham. Bit of space up the middle for T. Just chopped out by McKaylee. Last tackle. Graham O'Sullivan on the left this time. Donahue, 3 on 2. And we've got a try. Now Fahu gets over. And the Dolphins now scoring on the left as well as on the right.
Well, I think I mentioned it before the game, the calmness of O'Sullivan. Just watch the way he goes to the line here and holds the pass up. Gee, they're looking slick too. Players in motion, a lot of change of direction here from the Dolphins. Look at that, holds the pass up. There and again.
Well, just about all the moves I've tried on the attack have worked. O'Sullivan with his fingerprints all over this 16 points to 0 lead.
Well, the great thing is they've been able to score on both sides of the field. There's a right side a couple of tries now. They've come over to the left. So, as I said, there's nice fluency in their attack. They've completed well in the game so far, but they've looked the better. Quicker play the balls, like a lot more enthusiasm from the Dolphins. And they're leading quite comfortably now.
Davida Naufahu comes from a rugby background, born in New Zealand. Nice finish there. So he's got one try, and LJ Nonu has a double. Not that we're going to read much into a trial game, obviously, but the Dolphins in their 2 seasons have actually started seasons really well. So if they get off to a flyer, it shouldn't be too much of a surprise. First year, inaugural season, 6-4 after 10 rounds. Then it got tough. Last year, they were 7-3. And then again, much like 2023, fell away in the back end.
Fatigue starts to set in, injuries.
So this one does not curl back. 16 points to 0, Dolphins after 18 minutes. Christian Wolf trying to end, I guess, what is referred to as the Wayne Bennett curse. Teams with a tendency, or at least the reputation, to struggle the year after Wayne Bennett leaves.
He's got a reputation as a hard taskmaster too, so what a great start here from the Dolphins. They looked organised, they've looked slick.
Jackson playing it now.
It's amazing when you lead 16 points to 0, everyone wants the ball. You get on a little bit of a roll. Everyone wants to be part of it, part of the party.
Good crisp play the balls here from the Dolphins. Torfa. Orblick's Torfa. This kick will be from outside the 40 and not waiting to the last here, O'Sullivan. Turning Robert Derby around. And, oh, trouble! Derby has somehow stayed in, didn't put his feet on the line.
He was begging for that ball to go either touch in goal or into touch. Good chase through too from the Dolphins. Enthusiastic chase. Look at, there's a couple there.
I think we may have had a tippy toe. I think we may have had a tippy toe. Hard yakka this. Lawton providing for Paolo, and that's tackles 4 just over the 20.
Well, it's been a slugfest for them to get up the other end. They haven't been able to do it.
Tell you what, the colour of the bottom of that pencil looks like a lit cigarette, and given they're down 16-0, you wouldn't blame him. So Donahue back to the middle.
You're right, Dan. Just look at the way how quick they get to their feet, the Dolphins. Not hanging around, 3 in the tackle here. Just watch. how quickly they get up. They've gone on a bit of a roll. That one's a little bit slower, but just dominating through the middle. I thought it might have been the other way around with the experience of the front row of the Cowboys. It hasn't been the case.
Allen has now had 8 runs, and they've all had impact. Very good tackle there from O'Donnell. Excellent tackling technique, Kai O'Donnell. And this one here, Derby, under it. Trouble, lost it. Walsh, back for O'Sullivan. It's a fresh set, and Graham will go down with it. But 10 metres between the Dolphins and a 4th try. Teague can play 13, can play dummy half. O'Sullivan sideways, then back in. Setting things up here. A full set to work with for the Dolphins. Now the nominal dummy half is in, and a crash play for Jackson. Bittengarn underneath, McKaylee up top. O'Sullivan on the left. Goes the angle. That's got a little touch. It might matter. It's close. It's going up as no try. A desperate save.
Yep.
Kai Ward might not have got this down.
He knocked it on. If we have a knock on here,
he's lost it on the way down by the look of it.
I think there's a knock on for the Cowboys before it got to Ward. That's why the ball ballooned. And he's shaking his head there, so he's given it away. Oh, that's a great save. That's the fullback.
You have a look at it. Geez, he got across there quickly, didn't he? You had
The
a look at
Dolphins
a
lose the
couple of
ball
frames
over
before.
the try line. The on-field decision of a 10-metre penalty will stand. We have a decision.
Take a bow. Matua Brown. He's not known for his defence. He's known for his speed and his footwork, but he showed some serious courage there.
Serious ticker, make a tackle like that. As I said, a couple of frames before that looked like he was in for all money. Good scramble, but they'll get the penalty here. The Cowboys are inside the 10 metres by the look of it. Oh, look at that.
Jeez,
that's impact.
There's a shot. Well done. Well done. Hopefully we get to see him with a bit of open space to see what he can do. This is Elijah Rasmussen. Number 14 for the Dolphins. Another that comes from a rugby family. Down the middle they go with Allen. 4 needed to stop him. Josh Allen. Back it comes to O'Sullivan. Here is Donahue, and now that one knocked down, and that saved it. Derby is upset. He wanted to haul it in.
Clock on, we have a scrum. 10 metres.
Do you reckon they're better when Donahue runs the footy, explodes on it, coming in to make the extra man, just trying to squeeze that pass out? Watch how hard he is to tackle. If he'd run in between 2 players there, would have been hard to stop. The Cowboys will be thinking, when are we going to get the ball back here? Knocked it on again.
Parlour's on the other side thinking, yes, just keep going there, that side. I've had enough. You're peppering both sides here. Now it might come to the right. Oh, down the middle. And here's another try. Orblicks Dorfer thundering his way over. So they've scored on the edges. Now they've scored near the posts.
Well, Torfer, that's beautiful running too. Just have a look at the back rower. Not packing in the scrum. One pass runner here. Again, I think it's O'Sullivan that gets him the football. Nice short passing game. Yeah, look at him. Standing at 5'8" there, just straightens up, good gap running. Should have made the tackle there, but Torfer is in. It was only a matter of time. They had that much football. And poor old Cowboys couldn't take a trick. Some good power running from the back rower.
Just make sure he got that down. Yep, no question. And another set play try here. That one coming from a scrum. So quite profitable from these.
You just have a look at that defensive line. They go up and they pad. They just stop. It's so hard to stop power runners like that if you're a little bit flat-footed. That's exactly what happened there. And O'Sullivan's just too clever. Just straighten up. Good gap running. The Dolphins are in again.
Yeah, off a set piece. So almost with the clock 20-0. And you can see now the fatigue is really starting to tell.
Time off, minute 20, thanks.
31% ball the Cowboys have had, so they've been doing all the defending. 4 penalties, 3 set restarts. They've been their own worst enemy, the Cowboys, but the Dolphins have punished them. Kick is good, 22-0. Brent Tate, in fairness to the Cowboys, who have hurt themselves, geez, the Dolphins look slick.
Yeah, they certainly do, Dan. Very deliberate, very structured in their attack, but they've certainly got some firepower and options out there. I think the thing they'll be most impressed with, though, is their physicality. As we said, more noted forward pack for the Cowboys, but some of these young guys for the Dolphins really sticking their hand up with their physicality tonight.
Indeed. Now, they're coming through an interesting period in the coming years block where they've lost Jesse Bromwich. Daniel Saifidi comes in this year, but the likes of Mark Nichols, Felice Kofusi, Kenny Bromwich, they're not going to be around for that much longer if we're fair. So there's positions up for grabs, not necessarily this year, but oh, there's a shot, and now comes away Trevelyan, and finally the Cowboys get an opportunity. That was a heavy hit on Allen. McKaylee down the middle, he's got footwork. Oh, he almost got there. They've had one chance all game. Trevelyan waits here off this glacial play the ball. And now a little short man play. Looks like Bittengun is the man trapped in all of that. And it's not going to be a try.
Out here.
And now the big test for the Dolphins too, after they made the mistake there from the ruck from Allen. Their defence has been strong so far on their goal line.
Jordan Riddell, there's blokes coming on here for the Cowboys. They're coming on at the right time. They haven't had to do all the defending their teammates have. And that's terrific marker defence there. Trevelyan, the former Raider, will play it. And oh, geez, start stoppy and proppy as Trevelyan traps centre field. Different attack to the Dolphins. Dolphins have been humming. Bittengun through the hands. Erdogan getting it in. And O'Donnell. Followed up here with, again, a play down the middle. It looks like they're there. Jarrett Sablu finds his way to the line. There's 5'8" who played an NRL game back in 2020. Gets on the scoreboard here in Cairns.
Yeah, well, he backed himself there, Sablu. I don't think he could believe that he got across the stripe there. The defence was good there from the Dolphins on their goal line, except for that one tackle. Here's the lost ball that started it all. Some solid hitting there over the top. I think you find it was McKaylee. Good, strong, solid run here. Just watch him hold the ball up and just back himself. Nice set play, second man, and backs himself. Shouldn't have scored there. Some poor defence. James Welsh just got pushed off the back rower. And I mentioned about getting caught flat-footed. See where he was watching. He was looking in field. Had to readjust. Gets bumped off here. Good strength shown. And finally, the Cowboys are in. Good try.
He's from Innisfail, so not too far from here. Geez, that Innisfail hit hard with the floods. Last 2 years been in Sydney with South New South Wales Cup. And, 24 years of age, so yes, his NRL game was a long time ago, but he's not old by any means.
Just might be what they needed to get them going now, the Cowboys. It's been a clumsy first half from them, but they've got that try. Might be the kickstart that they need.
Wasn't the greatest set, was it? But they got the finish. That's all that matters. They got the points on the board. So, no problem. Oh, my goodness. That's a commentator's curse. That's why you don't call goals before they're kicked. 22 points to 4. Well, dear, oh, dear. No wonder that box is steaming up. Now, look at the smile on this man's face, Block.
He loves the contact, boy. Well, I thought it might have been a little touch high. We've seen them pulled up before.
I think you might have a point there. Bittengun's work was handy.
To his credit, got to his feet pretty quickly. Josh Allen got himself back into the line after the mistake.
Yeah, great stint. Okay, not the greatest finish there, but 10 runs, 84 metres. Well done. The Cowboys now. Can they be sparked by that? Still 12 minutes to go in this first period. Stemming the flow. The 4 Dolphins tries. Finally, Cowboys get one themselves. Lawton can play dummy half and, of course, can play back row. On a 2-year deal with the Cowboys. Mata Utia, Jeremiah Mata Utia. Kick here coming from Zach Erdogan. Found some open space here. It's a well-positioned kick. You do get the feeling, Steve Rhodes, Tide, at least the momentum has just changed a little. At least it's evened up.
Well, the good thing for them, they haven't been really down that other end of the field. The poor old Cowboys, they did get down there and got that try, but can't afford to give away any penalties now. No silly penalties. They're giving a fair few away in the first half, which has given them the march downfield of the Dolphins, giving field position. Can't afford to do it.
Ethan Kai Ward, always been highly regarded. Oh, this is sharp stuff here from the Dolphins. Lewis Simon's the man playing it. Little outside, inside on the last. The kick from Donahue, but Brown all over. Oh no! Well, this is just what's killed them. Errors at their defensive end, penalties at the other end. Another chance for the Dolphins.
It's been a pretty ordinary first half. A lot of nervous players out there by the look of it for the Cowboys. But I'll tell you what, we've got to give a rap to the Dolphins. They've been good enough to capitalise on the errors. Starting to tick that scoreboard over in this first half, 22-4. I wouldn't be surprised if they get another one before half-time.
Boy, their energy is eye-catching. That was a wonderful set.
Yeah, they're running with purpose. Obviously, everyone wants the football when you're, as I mentioned before, when you're in front quite comfortably.
So
pretty easy.
From the right side with Walsh wrapped up in front of the post here. Lining up and oh, too easy. Michael Wagga, that's his first touch and he's over. A little soft that one, 26 points to 4. Wagga, he just came on and he's got the coach smiling.
Well, just a big body too, just coming on. As we said, another mistake there from the Cowboys. And Wagga, let's have a look at the size of him. Right next to the ruck. You shouldn't be able to score there. Again, the Cowboys caught flat-footed. I know they'd be under a fair bit of fatigue, but that's a powerful run. You can see the smile in the coach's box too. They know what he can do. Look at this. Powerful. Gets himself set for impact. Bounces out of the tackle. There's 3 Cowboys around him. Too strong, too big. What an impact.
Well, whatever we said about momentum evening up, that's been shot to bits. So this young man, in the Dolphins top 30, they rate him. He's come through their academy system. And he's another one of these big boppers. Ryan Jackson, Josh Allen. Real size about these youngsters for the Dolphins. That's a strike rate. 1 run, 1 try, 1 line break.
You have to look at it, Dan. They're just being played with a lot more purpose than the Cowboys in the first half. Just the speed of the play the ball, their ability to get to their feet and quick play the balls. Very well organised through their halves, and they're doing this quite comfortably at the moment.
So O'Sullivan here. Got it. 4 from 5 for him. 28 points to 4. Still 8 minutes to go in this first period. Wonga, the 4th try scorer.
That's just fresh legs coming on.
Yeah.
Big body.
Yeah.
The coaches, they know exactly know. That's a great run. That's what they would have expected from him. big impact. Look at the Rocky bowlers on him.
Boy, oh boy. So there's some smiling faces there on the Dolphins bench. Dolphins go again. Their completion rate 17 from 21, which in a trial in pretty tough conditions, muggy and greasy, pretty impressive.
Geez, they've had some balls. 17 from 21, the Dolphins.
What is a rocky boulder? I know what
Shoulder.
I know shoulder. I know that's what you mean, but what is a rocky boulder? Is that some bloke that did work for you one day?
Rhyming slang.
Sounds like you might have done your landscaping. He's Rasmussen. Cash as it comes across here to Walsh. A high one from Avarillo. Plenty of height and distance on that one, Jackson Paolo. Nowhere to go. They're keen. They're so keen tonight, the Dolphins. They play Titans next week. They might have their eye on the 100 grand if the coup's going the way it is. Parramatta will be in the running. Thumping win today. They take on the Tigers next week. A lot of footy to be played before we start worrying about the big oversized check. There's an offload here. Oh, and sliding straight through here with sharp footwork. It's Hertigan. Now the defence comes across. Hertigan weaving, and then the ball comes out. Paolo got it, and that's the end of that.
Hertigan, that's the first time we've seen him run the ball, really. Jeez, fleet-footed. Through a nice offload here. Straight through. Off the left foot. And away he went. The scramble again, pretty good there from the Dolphins.
Heads in. Heads in. Let's go Cowboys. Half's over.
So their completion's 8 from 14, the Cowboys. Played a game for Canterbury back in 2023 in the top grade. Q Cup Centre of the Year last year. Serious talent. Not quite fully bloomed as yet. So the South Logan Magpies, the number 19 for the Dolphins. This man, Ethan Kai Ward. Carry here. Jane Nonu. Another big boy here for the Dolphins. Rasmussen. Again, they make it over halfway. O'Sullivan looking for a little bit of open space. Matua Brown cutting it off and just nowhere to go. His best play was the try-saving tackle. He really put his body on the line. Taking a tumble there. Ioka, well, if he didn't lose it, Trevelyan did. So another chance here for the Dolphins. They might pile on another.
They've been aggressive in their defence, haven't they? I know they're ticking over the scoreboard, the Dolphins, but a couple of good front-on tackles has forced the ball free in this first half. They've been aggressive. Might have been a hand there.
It might have
been a helping hand.
They could have challenged that too. They've still got theirs. Dolphins were the team that burned theirs early. Did appear to be a little rake, didn't they? 2 in the tackle.
And the worrying thing is every time they've been down here, they've been able to score.
Well, off the scrum, they've been deadly. Not this time. Avarillo back. Tough. One of the try scorers.
Get up there.
Straight one from Simons. He almost went through, desperately held on to. Quick play the ball, though. O'Sullivan. Oh, rare wayward pass. And now is that going to be a knock-on against... It is against the Cowboys. They just can't take a trick. Wild pass, but they'll get it back to Dolphins.
Gee, they've got good clue of how to play. Every time off a quick play, the ball through the middle. They go straight to an edge. Execution not that good that time. Players in motion, as I mentioned before. He was in two minds. We saw Donahue going to do the short ball and then change his mind, but they get the ball back here.
5 tries in the first half. Simons looks keen. Well, he gets over. Getting under him. Lanaz.
We have offside involved.
Big Lanaz, so that's play the ball on the 10-metre line.
Out here, we're going to play.
Simons held up.
Queensland under-19s player too.
Born in England.
Push up, thanks. Adrian Jeremiah.
No one in any real hurry here. Rasmussen inching closer. Right. 6 more tackles. Avarillo, yes, Avarillo's in. He's as deadly as anyone near a try line. And Jake Avarillo puts it down. They're into the 30s.
Yeah, no substitute for speed. Avarillo backs himself. Just too much football in the first half. The Dolphins just piling on the points. Look at him back himself, show and go. Just took an inside shoulder there. Just good speed, look at that. Very hard man to make a tackle on there, that close to the line, one-on-one. Backs himself there, it's a good sign.
Six tries in the first half. Boy, oh boy, 23 from 27 completions. It's been a terrific performance. Jake Avarillo has now played 101 first-grade games, most of them Canterbury, but now very much a Dolphin. And he should be pretty pleased, Christian Wolf. Todd Payton, boy, oh boy, what does he say? It's trial footy too, Block, but at the same time, you can't be happy at all.
You've got to look at your depth. That's what they look at. How many players that they think, and they put in these sort of games in a first-grade game, how many blokes they can actually use during the season. Hasn't been much of a performance from the Cowboys in the first half. But the Dolphins have been full of running.
And this one is good. 34-4. I've got to say, it's a terrific crowd as Jake Avarillo watches on here, waiting for the ball to come back. Barlow Park here in Cairns. 3 tests it's hosted back in the 2017 World Cup. Talked about the NRL games they've had, but the Rugby League was the last thing on these people's minds, really. The last week and a half, it's been terrible weather. Supermarket shelves are empty. It's just, it's a day-to-day thing at the moment, but out they've come tonight. They love their Rugby League. The people of Cairns and the surrounding parts. So back to the studio with Vonnie and Cooper Cronk and Kevin Walters. Take you through the first half. Boy, this kid's a unit. I mentioned that a couple of times. Rasmussen. As Donahue turns it in.
Release the jersey, Nick. Good with me and hold.
They'll attempt to hit and spin here. Looks like another set about to be completed. Avarillo. Might be the last play, actually. No need to do anything silly here with Fionney because they've got a whopping lead as it is. Well, the Dolphins have ticked just about every box you can imagine. week one of the trials, he's got to be happy, Max Vianney. There's a centre spot there potentially up for grabs, depending on what the plan is for Averillo. Todd Payton's got some issues here. Obviously, no Dearden and Drinkwater and Robson and stars all over the park, not here for North Queensland, but not having a good night nonetheless. 2 tries to Nonu. Now Fahu, Averillo, Torfa and Wonga have all crossed the line as well. Sablu for the Cowboys, 34-4. Welcome back. Just about ready for a start here. Second half. Dolphins leading the Cowboys 34 points to 4. Barlow Park in Cairns. And the Dolphins, wonderful first 40 minutes. 6 tries to 1. Jordan Lip, the recipient there in jersey 21. There's a nice pass. There's Lewis Simons working down the middle. Steve Roach and Brent Tate in commentary. Well, just about perfect, the Dolphins, in the first 40 minutes. Wonga scored with his first touch. Zach Gutt, Kiwi, over halfway with 2 tackles left here, and again just the meters flowing so nicely.
Some sort of set there to start the second half here from the Dolphins. They kicked off the Cowboys. They should have been making a statement, then they've gone the length of the field here.
And yet again, the Cowboys start a set deep in their own area. So we've picked up from where we left off in the first period. And this is Ioka going nowhere. So one-way traffic in the first 40 minutes. As Cowboys work it out through Trevelyan. Well, we had a lopsided score in the first game, Parramatta over the Knights. And on our way to something similar here, perhaps. Ryan Rivette is the man putting boot to ball. He's played an NRL game, the 22 for the Cowboys. And the Dolphins, a fantastic 23 from 27 completions to start things off. Before halftime, we touched on all the players missing for the Cowboys, and it's very fair. We're going to judge teams here on this sort of form. There's a few fair players missing for the Dolphins as well. The likes of Tabuai Fido, Katoa, Cody Nikarima, Herbie Farnworth, Daniel Saifidi, Marshall King, Ofusi, Fenefuriaki, Tom Gilbert we hope to see soon, Max Platt. So the second wave is doing brilliantly, and they've got themselves more ball.
I mentioned in the first half, and winning on the scoreboard quite comfortably with the chase here from the Dolphins. Enthusiastic, kick downfield. Just have a look at how many are chasing downfield to put the pressure on the man at the back and force him into touch. Exactly what happened in the first half. But field position early and were good enough to score.
So another error credited against the Cowboys. Rasmussen playing. Simons, he's a goer, this back rower. A lot of energy as he hits the line. Now it's back in here. Got it. Tackle number 2. Graham. And he's lost the ball, Rasmussen. Wasn't the cleanest pass. It looked like he held it. And it comes out. Cowboys off the hook. Strong run here from Robert Derby. And looking at a replay here, had to reach up for it. Elijah Rasmussen. We've had Josh Allen, Albix Torfa, 10 runs apiece. Rasmussen's been busy since coming on, 7 runs. They're piling up the stats. Now, number 10 here is Duffy, because Cohen Hess has blood on Duffy's jersey, so he's got rid of that one and he's put Cohen Hess's jersey on. Hess is not done, it would seem. Here's Kai O'Donnell. Now, set restart here is handy for the Cowboys. William feeding it on. Watts, Matthew Watts, middle from Mackay. William to Rivet. And now slipping off a tackle here and almost getting through there was O'Donnell. William here, popping it back. Duffy. Last tackle, needs something here.
Good.
Little dink here's not bad, a little ricochet, and they'll get a line drop out.
Well, that's what they've got to do, is try and force the error at the back there. Little grubber kick in there, in and behind. Sutherland just throws out the boot. That could have put his man at the back a little bit off there.
Wayden Burns with a handy bit of work there, the number 19. Youngster formerly in the Raiders system. He's come up here to North Queensland. Mackay cutters these days. And well, we've tested the siren, it works. Ticket being cleared. Watts. I think that siren goes off more. It goes off more times when it's not needed than it actually goes off. Bit and gun. 18 away. Who's clearing the system here? Getting this all out of our system. Short pass. Now the pass has been cleared. A fearsome run here from Watts. He's left one on the ground. That's a problem. Simons wore one.
He just got his head in the wrong position there. Might have caught a hip. By the look of it, look at that. Bang. The shoulder there. He's in all sorts of trouble. Got his body on the line. Might be the end of the night for that young fella.
Geez, you'd swear on these angles. You wonder how it happened, but clearly he's been, oh yeah, that's a little better. You see the direct contact there. Yep, that's going to be, that's a shame for Lewis Simons. And looks like his night will come to an end. Well, you would imagine it would. Well, he went straight down.
Well, it looks like he's going to try and stay out.
Wow.
But he's good on his feet even now. Look.
Okay.
Wobbly boot on.
Okay. O'Donnell's seen a fair bit of it here. And now a little dart here from Kerisk. Xavier Kerisk.
Good.
Little dink here from Rivet. And off it comes. Burns over, but it's pulled up.
Just the bounce didn't favour him that time. Didn't bounce up. A bit of an air swing on the way through. The kick was good. Bounce not so. The Dolphins hang on. It's a little bit better here from the Cowboys early in the second half. Put the pressure on, but haven't been able to come away with any points. Doesn't look like anyone's in real control in the halves, trying to control their sets.
Ulrich's Torfa coming into the game.
Play, Marley.
Yeah, so Lewis Simons, it looks like, has come off, and that's obviously a sensible decision. Harrison Graham, he's been tidy at dummy half. O'Sullivan shuffling it in. And now straight down the middle, James Walsh. Oh, he takes a tumble. Much to the relief of the fullback, Matua Brown. But plenty of tackles here. O'Sullivan looks to switch. He stabs a kick on tackle 2. Well weighted. And forces a line dropout as it's cleaned up here by Burns.
It was a good run by Walsh straight through. I suppose you've got to ask the question where the support was. Good tackle breaker, low to the ground, very strong. Did well to hang on to the ball. Tried with the step, a little big left foot step. Slipped over in these sort of conditions. A little dab there. I don't know who the kick was for. But they will get the football back here, the Dolphins.
That was only on tackle 2. And conservative kick. Walsh was collected. Torfa, she's been impressive. Ooh, now the front row is back in the game. Josh Allen looking for some tired defenders. O'Sullivan. Through the hands, Donahue. Out it goes now, and it's another for Nonu. He's got 3. 2 tries in the first 7 minutes, and he gets the first one of this second half.
Well, they got the repeat set. Nonu scores again, showed great strength there to get over the stripe. Should have been a lot better attempt to tackle, but you've got to show plenty of will there. Sutherland lines it up again. Look at the formation, the speed, pass on the outside, a little bit of stop go. Just done him with his footwork there. They come up, it was man on man. And again, Donahue has had a good game, hasn't he? Just gets him interested. Catch and pass on the outside. Donahue goes in again. Stop, start. Just put the opposition off there. Slams the football down. And again, we see the Dolphins first to score in the second half here.
That's the toughest one for the young winger, Nonu. First 2 pretty straightforward. All he had to do was catch and plant the ball down. Not that try. That one needed work. So 3 tries and he might not be done. We still have half an hour to go. What is worrisome for the Cowboys, the big boys of the Dolphins are back and they look as keen as they did in the first half.
It's been a highlight of their game, isn't it? Just the way they've been able to monster the opposition through the middle. Just relentless. Just keep coming through, pouring through the middle. Given Sutherland plenty of opportunities. He's been able to kick on the front foot and also been able good enough to get him for numbers. But you put it through the power running of this Dolphins forward pack. Not only the starting pack, but the blokes who have come off the bench been instrumental.
He's had some practice at this angle. And that one starts out wide and doesn't come back. 38 points to 4, 7 tries to 1. Little Jay Nonu.
Dan, been really impressed, as you guys said, with the forward pack, especially the back row. Torfer and Walsh, I thought they've been very strong tonight. A couple of nice tidy runs, very good defensively. Whilst we don't take too much notice in trials, but it does give us a really good look at the depth of the squad. We know how long the NRL season is and what an injury toll does on a club. So the Dolphins certainly have got some depth in their squad.
Yeah, they sure do. And given their fade-outs the last couple of seasons as they warm into NRL, that depth is going to be important. Oh, there's another one left on the ground. That was Riddell, John Riddell. He got up quickly, but he was left on the deck ever so briefly. But there he is, number 17, making a tackle. Penalty.
Well, they're just trying to slow him down. That's why they give away a penalty like that. Full of running, aren't they? The Dolphins forwards. Some big clashes.
Did that sound effect come through your headphones as well? That was like middle stump being taken out of the ground, that sound. 45 metres out. Hope you're enjoying the NRL pre-season challenge. And a little bobble here from Walsh. Does well to hold on. Riddell there, along with Kerisk. Allen, 13th run. He's well over 100 metres now. Most metres of anyone in this game. O'Sullivan to the 20. Here's a run for Donahue. And they just muck it up at the end. One of the rare times they've butchered a try, the Dolphins.
Where do you want it?
Oh, Donahue, he had 2 men to give it to. He found none.
He's got some speed, just breaks into the open play again, Donahue. He's been one of their best. The pass wasn't the greatest. I think he was in 2 minds whether hit the first bloke or throw the cutout pass. Always better to go through the hands. And there's a bombed opportunity there for the Dolphins.
No try, completion still above 80%. Now that ball's come out, but it's gone off the Dolphins' hand. for Akafalau. Dane Akafalau. Another Kiwi-born player on show tonight.
Leave the ball, square marker. Hold. Go to, come 10.
Riddell followed up here by a little dart from Kerisk
Arms in the ring, time marker.
from the Mackay area. Kira. River to 22.
Kids face. Block 6 more, surely something.
Provide here, but to no avail through Riddell, but 6 more tackles.
Off the back, short.
Dolphins haven't given away a penalty, but they have given away a few set restarts.
Clear now, Josh, here we go.
Mason Kira. And, frontman play, but ball comes loose. Donahue put his body in harm's way, and it came flying out.
Jersey, take off.
The idea was right. It looked like they were hitting O'Donnell again. It's probably been one of their best. The short pass. There's the collision. It's Donahue again that makes the tackle, the fullback.
Off the back, square nick.
Sullivan wanted the 40-20, may have just Vincent outside. Matua Brown. Every time he's taken it at the back, this has happened. He's just been swallowed up by the defence.
Now, square. Hold.
Derby.
Off the back, Crackle with me.
It is an interesting situation for the Cowboys. Who fills that wing spot left by Kyle Feld? Murray Taulagi, of course, is a lock for one wing position. There's Semi Valame in the system as well.
Tackle 3. Who has the ball? This is Jackson.
It hasn't been a great pre-season for the Cowboys. They lost Tom Chester and Helam Lukey, the two poor fellas in training. Season enders again for the pair of them. So it's put them on the back foot. Now they do bring in John Bateman this year. Carl Lawton, we've seen Jackson Paolo and Kai O'Donnell. But they lost Kulikefu Finiferiaki. Oh, hello. This is nice. Byron now up to the 20. This is as good as the Cowboys have looked all night. Brenton Byron. Garris the dummy half. Burns gets it on. Now a chance here and it's a try. Derby gets over. Cowboys, their first of the second half.
Well, they finished off well that time. It was a long-range break, quick play the ball. They go to the right-hand side of the field. Derby gets the try. First real clean break we've seen. Away from tackles, the offload there was good scramble from the Dolphins. Donahue it is that ends up making the tackle. Now he gets caught at marker. They shift the ball to the right-hand side. They're caught for numbers. Go straight away to the edge. Nice cut-out pass. And Derby does the rest. They got excited after the long-range break. Everyone got in position. And that's the real first little bit of structure that was seen from the Cowboys. And they looked organised that time.
Robert Derby has had a little taste of NRL. There it is against the Eels midway through the 23 season. And a nice finish there. He and Paolo have had a tough night. They just defensively have been stretched and they've been the ones left holding the bag at times. Ryan Riven. Another who's played one NRL game, also 2023. That was with the Knights. That one is no good, 38-8 here at Barlow Park. Brent Tate, it is an interesting conundrum, the Cowboys and that vacant wing spot.
Yeah, it certainly is. That young man, Rob Derby, couldn't have done more in the Queensland Cup last year, running for around 200-300 metres most weeks. So he's had an outstanding season. By all reports, he's had a really good pre-season. A tough night tonight, but I'm sure he's certainly putting his name right up the lights to vacate that Kyle Felt position, which we know has been held by Kyle for such a long time and such a key player for the Cowboys.
Greatest try scorer in Cowboys history, Kyle Felt. Off to the Super League. By the way, Blocky, I've held off long enough. Did you? Steve Roach doesn't know the score from the Super League this morning. Wigan versus Lee, season opener. We're going to see Wigan in Vegas in a couple of weeks. Are you ready for this score?
I'm waiting.
0-0 at full time. Lee 1-0 after golden point.
We're going back to Kenny Wilson days. New now. 1-0.
Season opener.
That'll do me.
Wigan the champs too.
In extra time.
In 2 minutes into golden point. They had Michael Buffer, the great American boxing
Let's
man.
get ready to rumble.
He's introduced the game. No points for 80 minutes. It was it's eerily fascinating.
Can't wait to get home and watch a replay of that one.
Just the KO Mini will probably do, Block. You won't miss much, but it was a fascinating game. That's right, Newtown, Canterbury. Kenny Wilson, was that 1982? It's early 80s. There was a 0-0 as well back in the day. Anyway, I told you it was worth waiting for that score. Oh, there's an attempted big shot there, but nice footwork. And Az was the man flying up. Deep kick here, another set complete for the Dolphins. And Derby is wrapped up. Okay here.
Well, they've looked a lot better now. They've got a little bit of possession. They bumbled and fumbled their way through the first half, the Cowboys. Tightened up that part of their game a little bit. 15 for 24 in this game.
A bit of space here for Rivet. Yes, much better completion rates there, on par really with the Dolphins. Not the case in the first half. One try apiece since half-time. Braden Burns putting up a very high kick. It's not going to be easy. And a tidy catch from Nonu, the hat-trick man. So the Dolphins here coming away, looking like they've got the victory in hand here. We get close to the 60-minute mark. Their season opens against South. So against the old coach right off the bat. That's Friday night of the main opening round. Of course, Vegas on the Sunday our time in a few days, and then we start with Thursday night footy, Roosters Brisbane. But yes, Dolphins South at Suncorp. So the promoters there right on the money, just getting a game of high interest on that Friday night. Looking at the Cowboys as well, I tell you what, they're going to have to earn it nice and early as they work it forward here through Ioka. They got Manly and Brookie in round one. Cronulla in Townsville. Cronulla's got a phenomenal record in Townsville round two. Then there's Broncos. Penrith in round 5 as well. So testing start for the Cowboys. Duffy, the man playing it here. We now go set for set. We haven't had a break in play for a while. That's a rarity. We've had a few errors, and that's just had us stop-start. Plenty of tries as well. But now we're just in a groove. Nonu. 13th run for Nonu. He can score tries, and he can roll his sleeves up as well.
He's been pretty good at the back under the high ball too, not just resting on his laurels. The ability to score a hat-trick. He's been pretty solid. This is where they've won the ground here. whole forward pack and off the bench. They've been relentless, the Dolphins here.
Oh, Derby puts it down. They should score here, and they will. Teague's over. Unfortunate for Derby. He had a little look. What should have been a simple catch results in another Dolphins try.
Gee, it's been a good effort, hasn't it? 18 minutes to go. Teague gets the try, but it's the chase here from the Dolphins. They've been relentless in that area too, all night. You see always 2 or 3 Dolphins around when the ball's kicked downfield. Just have a look at their chase. Albeit he should have swallowed this one. But look at the men around the ball. Look at them lining up. Teague gets the spoils. He'll be happy about that. He's toiled away all night, Teague. And he gets over the stripe.
He has, the former Panther. He's been in the system right from the get-go here at the Dolphins. And he joins the try scorers list. Still 21 years of age, Mason Teague. He one game last year in the top grade, 7 in 2023. A couple of tests for the Cook Islands as well. Actually was a lock for the North Devils in last year's Queensland Cup Host Plus Cup Grand Final and in the state championship. So big end of the season for Mason Teague. Okay. Ben Stevanovic. Another North Devils player. There he goes. Will play for them this year. The former North Sydney Bear. Number 23, Stevanovic. So you don't have to ask. No relation to Carl. It's different spelling. 44-8. What'd you do for Valentine's Day, Block?
Mate, can I just tell you, when I'm going to buy my wife a present or some flowers, I don't get told when to do it.
Because Blocker is not a romantic one
Yes,
day a year.
yes, I am.
Blocker is romantic
Every day.
65 days a year.
Exactly.
Don't jump all over me. I'm on your side here.
I'm up and about.
Especially when you're up in my face like that. Where do you think I'm going? 44-8.
Off the hips, LJ. Front foot in.
How many roses did you hand out?
Well, I'm concentrating on trial football, Blocky.
You asked me.
The life of a professional.
Hold. Release Campbell. Give space. Hold. Go to.
I'll tell you what, can't they charge? Oh,
Nick, leave the ball.
I'll tell you what, that they make a killing.
Off the back now.
So the Dolphins here, yes, we're having a bit of fun. It's 44-8 in the pre-season challenge, for goodness sake. Geez, the meters are coming easily, though, for the Dolphins. I still want to know who Rocky Boulder is. 40 metres out.
Mason!
Geez, they've had some ball to do it with, haven't they? The Dolphins, 40 sets, 34 completions.
Good square.
And the Cowboys come away with it there. Geez, tomorrow's going to be a good day. We've got the 2 club games starting 1 o'clock Eastern, midday Queensland. Then it's the All-Stars game. Women first, then the men. So 4 games tomorrow. It feels like rugby league's back to normal, actually. We're in the Thursday night, which I know you were at last night in Canberra, and the double-header on a Friday. Gee, it's good to have the league back.
Of course it is. Should go all year round. What are you talking about?
There's Cowboys shifted across here. Harlaw. Inside the last 15 minutes. And good leave in the end from Jordan Lip from Toowoomba. He's previously been part of the North Queensland Cowboys, now here with the Dolphins. Oh, that's a terrific run. Oh, body's bent there awkwardly. Yeah, that was concerning there for Mason Kira, as he and even Kai Ward fell awkwardly in that tackle. Bring it to the middle.
Release the grip. His hands.
Wild one here. Was there a little fingertip for Kai Ward? Evidently no. And he goes back beyond halfway though. So it's just starting to get a bit messy here.
Go, you're early, 15, Nick.
Saying that, it's a completed set. We've seen plenty of those from the Dolphins. 12 from 14 before that set in the second half. Derby. Oh, he almost got on the outside of his man, Bayra. Oh, that's loose.
Mason off the chest.
Well, that was Cooper Marshall in pursuit there of Robert Derby.
Shoulder right. Here we are. Hold it.
A wobble. The defensive line has been excellent from the Dolphins, really right from the start.
They've been physical too. They've won the ground. Look at them winning every tackle.
Jeremiah Mata'utia playing it now. Rivet will kick on the last. And that's heading towards the sideline. Oh, awkward bounce. And again, good work, no panic. That was Marshall making the tackle. So, they hold on again here, the Dolphins.
Thanks. Wait.
Great tackle there, punching that one out of Derby's hands.
Xavier, move. Campbell arms away.
It's another one of the big boys here for the Dolphins. Zach Gart, under 18 schoolboy for Australia. Still a teen. Allen, he's been as eye-catching as anyone here.
Release last.
Same old from the Dolphins. Oh, that's a good chase. No panic at the back.
Release the ball. Square, hold.
We'll go back to the studio after this for a wrap-up. Vonnie and Cooper and Kev.
Oh, not quick.
Penalty here. And that is the first penalty the Dolphins have conceded all night.
Wow. And then they need it too. They were doing it tough to get off their own line again, the Cowboys, after the Dolphins had chased hard downfield. A bit of ill discipline. Fatigue starting to step in. Maybe a little bit of an arm over the top.
Geez, you've got to imagine the fatigue is playing its part now. A lot of these players have been on for most of this contest. A ball comes out early in the count. Dolphins go back on the attack.
Play the strip.
They're lucky to get away with that one. Looked like the ball had spewed out the side, out the right side.
They called the illegal steal. It's Josh James putting that one into touch. Orblex Torfa. He's one of the try scorers. James. So it looks like O'Sullivan's night done. Excellent work from him. Mason Teague. He's waiting at dummy half. And now a little show here. Stefanovic. Normally a halfback. Just running a little wider there. James turning it in. Allen again. Does this boy get tired?
He's been great, hasn't he? Finds his front every time.
16 runs. Little dink into the goal. And it's skewed out the back.
By the goal line dropout.
And it's a dropout.
Check it.
Now, by the way, can I be sincere with something, Block? There was a serious issue with getting our broadcast team to the ground because Townsville is a mess. It's the floods, and well done to Ian Brown, Craig Goff. They drove all night. It's, what, a 4 or 5 hour trip. Hello. Yes, take a well-earned wave, because without them, we wouldn't be here calling this game, Block, because that big behemoth of a truck couldn't get through the roads and over the bridges, so I had to go all the way out west and then come back. So they have really put in an extra yard or two. Well done to them. We give them free KO for a month. That's how good their performance has been tonight. Now it's a little run here. But seriously, well done to those two, because you take it for granted, but on days and weeks like this...
Yeah, well, that's the thing, isn't it? We all do. All we do is get to call the footy. Those guys set up week in and week out, not only for one game, the whole round.
Well, every game they've got to rig up for hours and then unrig. That's the job. Here's a chance. Well, from way above the ground, James Walsh has reached down and floated on the try line and scored. He deserves it, this boy.
He does. He's had 8 runs. Well, that's 9 runs now. Up over 95 metres. He's toiled away, made a good clean break here in the second half, and this time he gets the try. Look how short they are on their right-hand defence. To sum it up, nice gap running, just puts himself into space. And he deserves it. You're right, Dan. He's just toiled away all afternoon or all evening.
Oh, he has held on to that.
He's done well.
He has held on to that.
He's a wholehearted player. He's put his body on the line.
Look,
the whole game.
You know it, Block. These trials are about young blokes putting their names up. Josh Allen has done that. Ulbix Torfa has done that. And this man, James Walsh, a Dragons junior, he is in the top 30. So it's not as if they don't know who this youngster is, but, well, his stocks can only rise. And now, a half century on the horizon.
He's played big minutes too, Dan. He's been out there for the bulk of that first half. Just toiled away.
LJ Nonu, a hat-trick. Yeah, plenty of great performances. Senior player Sean O'Sullivan, he was superb. Jake Averillo, some nice things early in the game.
The question will be, where do you play him? That's the big thing.
Yeah.
I like him at 5'8", but if he sees an opening, he'll take it, take the line on.
Stefanovic brings up a half century. Dolphins 50-8. So they've gone on with it in this second half. Miles in front at half time. NRL, Las Vegas. It's not that far away. We've only got next week and then it's on. Sunday, March 2, that's our time. The only, well, that's Peter Valente's next assignment, get Rugby League on the moon. The only place to watch all 4 games is on Fox League.
I'll back him in.
I'm sure you know the format by now. Wigan, Warrington first up. That's 8:30 New South Wales, 7:30 Queensland. Then the NRL, Canberra, New Zealand Warriors. Gillaroos versus the English women after that, and then Penrith and Cronulla. Round things out. A top 4 battle from last year, and ladies and gentlemen, I've never heard Steve Roach talk as glowingly about Cronulla, not since the Gavin Miller days. You were so impressed with them last night.
Yeah, I certainly was. I'll tell you what, they've got some big boppers and they're athletic. Fitzgibbon's got them primed. Fanua Blake, I think, will be the signing of the season. He was unbelievable.
Oh. Walsh had a little look there. Flying up Derby, wanted to put a shot on. Cowboys will get it back.
Where do you want it?
Just be the missing ingredient. They've been there and abouts the last few years since Fitch has taken over. Just be the player they've been looking for.
They were down that game too, weren't they? 10-0. 10-0 early. And then ran roughshod.
40-10.
Crowd sticking on here. As he Linoy, oh, he's hurt here. The ball's come out, another Cowboys error. Linoy staying on the ground. Winded there. Oh, actually might be a bit lower. Well, that's winded too, I guess. Now here's a little dart. Harrison Graham. This might be worth a wince or two. Looking here, no, that angle doesn't really show what happened there to Assi Linoy. Lining up for another one perhaps here and breaking straight through. It's Jordan Lip, then the ball goes free. Play continues. Partridge now.
6 again, I think.
Indeed it is. Inside the last 5 minutes. They don't look ready to put the cue in the rack, do they, the Dolphins? Oh, that's come out. They seem to have held on. Maybe the touchy didn't see that. Bad angle for the ref. T. Short ball. Dale Doyle. Larson Dale Doyle on a train and trial here. Little crash play, no good. Tidy defence. Couple of plays left. They've attacked the left. Now they come back to the right. Stevanovic, that's got a bit of heat on it, too much. Very slick surface here, and it's a short grass. And you've got to get that one bang on. That's what O'Sullivan did so well. 50-8 it remains.
You can see how competitive they are for spots, the Dolphins. It's been a great team effort all over the park. Everyone's contributed. So impressed with a lot of their young forwards. They have just blown this Cowboys side off the park.
Someone thought that was a forward pass, but it's been given the all clear.
Good.
Chase is on here. Burns thought he was a chance there, but in the desperation, that was Marshall. He's been tested a couple of times, Marshall, but he's come up trumps there. Dolphins are playing the Titans next Saturday night. That might be for the trophy, given their for and against is obviously in sparkling order here. So they might be playing for 100 grand there. Then that's the first 5. We've talked about the South game, Newcastle, Tigers, Broncos and Titans. 6 of their first 7 are in Queensland. I'll tell you what, it's not a bad start of the year for the Dolphins. They can play to their potential. They might get off to a pretty good beginning. So 2 minutes left.
Steve Jordan, square. Hold.
Oh, Linoy paid for that. He had a little look as he tried to and successfully took that. But Dale Doyle racing in to make that shot. Linoy did brilliantly to hold on to it, considering. Paulus underarms it. Excellent catch. Linoy again, evasive. There's the Cowboys' first 5. We touched on that before, where there's some testing games ahead. But they comfortably in the finals last year. They fancied their chances in a lot of those early games. So the last minute here. Kai Ward playing it. It's been a terrific display. 6 tries in the first half, 3 more in the second. A half century. Normally in trials, teams might have bursts. They don't normally do it from minute 1 to minute 80.
Well, that's a great thing. A good point too. Dan, they've gone on with it in the second half, haven't they, the Dolphins? They led 32-4 at half-time, but they've been relentless, taking a couple of their guns off too.
Nice hands, Partridge, though the ball comes free. So, made a bit of a mess of their completion rate, but it was 86% in a trial in tough conditions. Outstanding from the Dolphins. Overall, an outstanding performance from the team from Redcliffe. And this contest is over, and it's a thumping. Dolphins 50, North Queensland 8.